Alright guys, so I'm doing this wood demo, glued down wood demo. Some of the tools I'm going to be using, I'm going to use a worm drive saw. Um, it's just real torquey, jackhammer with a couple different chisels. One is a flex chisel, one is a wood chisel. And of course PPE, safety glasses, earplugs. And here we go, this is the floor we're going to be demoing. I did this, the kitchen already was actually a bamboo, and it was probably 20% bond. It came up with a pry bar. This stuff out here, not so much. Then one of the bedrooms, you kind of see how it's all in little tiny blocks like that. So there I am, worm drive saw. So what I'm doing, I'm cutting one cut down the middle of each board. And it took a lot of time, but it's possible. So I cut everything down in half this way, and then I run the cross cuts as well, about every 3 inches or so. So to show you a couple passes that I did with the worm drive saw, and the worm drive saw is much better than a regular skill saw. It's just torqueier, and this demo was about 1,200 feet, and I went through I think 8 blades. So, but that's kind of what it looks like there. Cross cuts and one cut down the middle, these 5-inch boards. Now you can kind of see that's what it looks like when it's all up. And just a little close up of the cross cut there. And you don't want that blade to go into that concrete at all. You want to make sure you're just going through that wood. And then just a couple cross cuts here. Had a dust mask on. It got pretty dusty with all the sawdust. So then here's me using the wood chisel, and it was tough, but it can be done. But you can see I'm using my knees, literally pushing all my body weight, and I would say this wood was probably between 50 and 75% bonded. So full bond, it would have taken a long time, and I did this in 5 days by myself. There was a dumpster outside that I was able to get all the scraps into the dumpster, and then when I got it all done, I had to scrape a lot of the real thick glue, and then I used a paddle bit with a grinder, a floor grinder with a vacuum set up to it with a dust shroud. Basically cleaned it up, and then they were installing vinyl flooring on it. So just a couple more cuts. Had no issues with the worm drive saw cutting through. And like I said, the biggest thing is making sure that blade is not into that concrete at all, and you also don't want it not to be all the way through the wood. You literally want it exactly the thickness of that wood, and maybe just a little bit more, and it shouldn't hit because of the glue. But yeah, it was rough. I was constantly hunched over. One of those big ride-on demo machines would have been a lot better, but it wasn't available. So this is what I resorted to. But yeah, just the cutting, take the time to make the cuts, and I kind of I don't know. There I am. So now I'm using a flex chisel, Machinex flex chisel, which seemed to do pretty good. It would get caught up on the base of it, and I would just kind of twist the jackhammer, and they'd pop out, and then I'd just keep going. So it worked out once I got the squares, all my cuts small enough. But it was rough. My hands were blistered. They were hurting. Probably wouldn't do it again, but it can be done. You can see me twisting it there. So a little different view. The helmet cam. Yeah, some of it popped right up, and sometimes it would just sit. You want to get on an angle, like on the corner of a cut, and it would pop up. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys, this, it can be done. Just the biggest thing I would say is getting all those cuts in that floor. That would be the biggest thing. You can see some of it pops right up. A lot of it wasn't bonded real well. See me dragging that jackhammer. That thing was so heavy after running that for that long. But I'd do a section, and then I'd sweep it up, shovel it up into garbage cans, carry it outside, dump it in the big dumpster. Just kind of took my time, 5 days. I think this part took about 4 days, and then a day to get the excess glue and grind it smooth with that paddle bit. Door in my way. There, I'm fighting it. Oh, I got stuck on the base of that flex chisel. But yeah, those flex chisels, they're not really made for this, but it worked. And you can rent this stuff, at box stores or rental companies, tool rental companies. But you probably won't be able to get that flex chisel. That you'd actually have to buy. I think those chisels are about $200 or $300. And I think it's a SDX Max with the jackhammer setup that I had. So yeah, just want to show you guys this process and how I do it. It was rough. It was definitely rough, but got her done. You can see I'm just fighting some of them. If it was fully glued down, it probably would have taken me 2 weeks. So luckily it wasn't installed properly. But anyway, that's about it, guys. I'll have some links in the description. Like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one.